Welcome back to KION News at 11. Going back over to our chief meteorologist, Dan Cianca. And note the bomb cyclone kind of being pushed out of our focus as we're moving forward.
Right. So, yeah,
yes.
We've heard a lot about the bomb cyclone over the last couple of days, and it's certainly a major weather system, but it's really not what's going to be bringing us any direct impacts tomorrow. We're more into the gun of an atmospheric river. They were kind of related to each other for a while, but really the bomb cyclone itself has kind of moved on. So let's see what's going on out there. Here's a live look from Domenico's on the wharf today. We remained in warm southerly flow today. How about Hollister today hit 76 degrees. Not too bad for mid-November, I suppose. And it was a warm day for most. If you live in Santa Cruz County, maybe not so much. We did get into the low 60s in Santa Cruz today, even with the wind coming in off the water. And we're sitting in the upper 50s right now. So temperatures are still pretty mild out across the region. A few inland valleys have dipped into the 40s and actually have a destination in the 30s overnight. There'll be some pretty big temperature contrasts, but the general southerly flow is going to continue through the overnight as we remain south of the actual storm system. We still could see a little bit of light rain overnight. That'll be mostly in the Santa Cruz Mountains, but maybe down on the Santa Cruz coast, you might get a sprinkle or two. For the most part, though, we'll stay dry for most other locations. Temperatures will stay in the 50s for most coastal cities, and occasionally we'll see some breezy conditions. And again, as I mentioned, we're still kind of on the south edge of this atmospheric river. Now it is pointed at basically the North Bay and up into the northern coast of California, and it's pushed well inland. Obviously, we see rain all the way into the northern Sierra and the southern Cascades. Now, the complex weather system that's going on right now is kind of moving this atmospheric river around a little bit. Think of it this way. You've got 3 firemen or firewomen out there, and they're all trying to get a hold of this fire hose, and it's just kind of going all over the place, and then they take turns, and it's kind of what's going on. And I've got the 3 different disturbances that are all rotating around each other indicated with these low pressure icons. This one right here was the bomb cyclone. That was the original cyclone. It is now rotating back around the overall large scale circulation. The next circulation coming in, we've tracked it right here, and its current position is right here. It's helping enhance this atmospheric river overnight. So things have actually kind of quieted down a little bit as far as rainfall rates are concerned in Northern California, but they're picking back up right now and will continue through the overnight hours. Now beyond that is the next one right here, which is going to swing through and then finally push it through our neck of the woods throughout the day tomorrow. So that's the one that's really going to give us some weather, but it's still kind of far away. So until that happens, we're going to continue to see kind of quiet conditions. That includes through the overnight hours. This is 6 a.m. on our future track. We'll start off the day, maybe even a little sunshine poking through. Southerly winds will be going, but nothing too extreme. If you live on the exposed coast or up in the mountains, you might see some higher gusts. And then as we head into the late morning hours, we'll start to see the chance of some showers around the bay. So for most areas, we're not going to see too much until the afternoon, but early in the day, we'll start to see some precipitation moving into the bay. So this is lunchtime. We're seeing some rain moving into Santa Cruz. We head into 2 and 3 o'clock. We see it moving into maybe Watsonville. As we head into the late afternoon hours, it starts to push farther to the east. Places like the Peninsula, Monterey, Hollister, Gilroy, our northern valleys. And all the while, the winds will keep slowly increasing until this actually starts to push through. So it's a general increase in winds out of the south, probably knock a few trees down here or there. I'm not expecting any crazy wind that's going to knock down a ton of trees, but again, we could still see some isolated issues. That means there might be some power outages, might be some blocked roadways. Now, as far as the rain is concerned, it's slowly going to be moving from west to east across the region. We head into the evening hours. It starts to move finally south of the bay. So during the process of it moving through, you can expect ponding on the roadways. You can expect minor flooding of areas that don't drain all that well. So maybe the gutter down the street has a bunch of leaves in it and debris. And next thing you know, you got some street flooding and people are driving through this water. They don't really know how deep it is. It's that type of flooding I'm expecting and not like river flooding. So we're not concerned about river flooding or major creek flooding, but certainly we'll have some minor flooding issues as this passes through. And then the back edge of it does kind of come through tomorrow evening with some showers likely lingering throughout the day on Saturday. They'll be more isolated in stature and of course not that full band of rain coming through tomorrow. So again, timing probably for most locations mid-afternoon through early evening around the bay. If you live farther south, it might be a little bit later. If you live in western Santa Cruz County, it might be a little bit earlier. How much rain to expect? Well, this is the latest model run. Still looking at about 2 to 5 inches in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Cities around the bay, I think we'll get between a half an inch and 2 inches. So we might see upwards of 2 inches for cities around the bay. South side of the bay will be a little bit lower than the north side. Northern valleys, it could be anywhere between half an inch and 2 inches as well. In our southern valleys, you may not get as lucky. So we'll be looking at lighter amounts due to some rain shadow. But everyone should get some rain at some point in time during the day tomorrow. It'll just be heavier, obviously, near the coast. We have some wind alerts in place, wind advisories for all of the higher terrain across the viewing area and also the Monterey coast. Places like Carmel Highlands and Pebble Beach will see some of the higher coastal wind gusts, but I think we'll actually see some good wind gusts. Places like Salinas and Santa Cruz as well throughout the day, even though Santa Cruz is not technically under the advisory. Again, isolated power outages possible. Winds out over the water as well make conditions hazardous for mariners. 7-day forecast shows that we're not done with the rain tomorrow. Again, a few showers will linger into Saturday, and then another system will kind of swing in. It looks like right now late Sunday into Monday, which could bring some additional rain for us. And then a few showers could linger all the way really into Tuesday and Wednesday. It's trending drier toward the end of the week, toward Thanksgiving, so maybe some good news if you're traveling for Thanksgiving. Inland areas, a cool, unsettled week. Obviously, tomorrow's going to be the big day. I'm going to watch that Monday morning system, too. That could pack a little bit of a punch, and of course, we'll keep you updated.
All right, thank you very much, Dan.